Hi guys, today we're going to talk a little bit about selling printables on Etsy. Now if you're selling on Etsy, you might already know that there's a pretty big market for printables on Etsy, but if not, we're going to talk about how you can kind of get into that and make yourself some money. So first I'm just going to talk about what a printable actually is. Now you can see here there's various kinds of printables, funeral invitations, birthday or anniversary invitations. A lot of people do things like this, like art. More artsy type printables. You could do stuff for like a themed party, like this one here is a summertime party. Printable quotes, of course, and also planners are pretty big as far as it comes to printables. So those are kind of the different types of printables that you can get into and sell on Etsy. And the prices will vary on different stuff, you know, depending on what you're selling. So you'll probably tend to notice here that the artsy stuff is a little more expensive than some of the birthday invitations, and sometimes actually the birthday invitations can be more depending on what the circumstances are in the sale. So if you're selling, you know, a set of birthday invitations that are maybe different, they might be more. If you're setting a limit on how many can be printed, things like that. And then the planners sometimes will be cheap. So the pricing is going to be really up to you. Now you can price it a little bit higher. Like you'll see this one is $14.99, which is a little more than some of these other ones you'll see in here. Like $2.10, $5, things like that. It's really up to you, because if you anticipate selling a lot and you know that they're going to sell and you know that they're going to do great, you can price them higher. However, I find that sometimes if you price them a little lower, you might actually see more sales in turn, because it's just so cheap that people can justify spending the money on it, and therefore you'll end up garnering more sales. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do the pricing. And actually it's really simple. So when you have your Etsy store set up, and I will link to a previous video where we talked about setting up to sell on Etsy. Once you have your store set up and you know everything about the fees, the 3.5 that Etsy takes and everything like that from your sales, and also the listing fees is something that you'll want to be aware of. All you really have to do is get something like a printable that you might already have. Now, this is one that is just an example. This is a recipe card printable. So if you were to have this file, you would just upload it to your Etsy store. And you want to make sure you're giving accurate, detailed descriptions in your listings so that when people are searching keywords, they're going to find your product. So for this particular thing, I would upload it and I would put, I would probably put pink or purple and green recipe card, printable, you know, just make sure you're including all of those keywords so that when people are searching recipe cards, they find it. If they're searching recipe card printable, they're finding it. If they're searching green printable, they're finding it. Just including all of those little keywords to make sure that when people are searching things, they're finding your items. And then once you get it uploaded in your store, your last step is just to market it. If you know people that might be interested in buying it, post it on Facebook. If you have a Facebook page for your Etsy shop, make sure you're pushing that through your Facebook page when you list new items. And also, Pinterest is a really great place to market your Etsy store. So when you have nice, beautiful pictures, something like this, and you post that on Pinterest, people are going to click through to see where they can get that, how they can get it. They're going to save it on Pinterest for later. So Pinterest is a really great place to market your things on Etsy as well. And that's really all there is to it. It's pretty simple. It's more just making sure you're having the right keywords, finding a price point that makes sense, and finding a printable that you think is going to do well on Etsy. So that's it. And if you have any questions, just ask in the comments below.